Hi everyone, Adrian Player here, mortgage broker based up in Brisbane. This video is purely around the people in the property investment space that think that they are special and that they can go straight to becoming developers and use that as a tool for building out a large portfolio and exiting the matrix. We've seen it time and time again. People underestimate the risks. Okay, run the gauntlet. A few come out the other end and think that they're special when there's a whole host of people that got destroyed going through this. This post is for you, and if I save one person in this country from going down this path, I will have done my job. So let's go through the post. We do not advocate people becoming property developers straight out of the gate. There are no shortcuts. Chasing a big yield or a fancy percent return is a recipe for disaster. No matter the stock, the area, the asset selection, whatever you think you're doing to lower the risk, this is mainly targeted at the buy land, build, sell people, not the ones that want to go slower and hold long term. And just to clarify, this is not for the people that become developers after building a large portfolio first, all right? And I'll bring that up at the end of the post. So I've sat down with family builders doing large townhome projects that are more sophisticated than 99% of the country, and they have told me all the problems they have faced in the past 2 to 4 years. If they are having problems, you will have problems, guaranteed. Metricon went bust, and 24 months later people are still trying to get them to finalize builds and deal with their insurers. Remember, I think it was 18 months ago where Metricon nearly went under with their administration, and then they sold 50 or 60 of their display homes to recapitalize the company. I think they sold like 20, 30 or 40% of their sales staff and reduced commissions to keep the builder alive. That happened, and people are still going through the insurers and the builders to get their builds done. While I can't say which companies have done this, but many of these builders continue to took deposits for future builds when they were going into administration. And then there was a lot of people that were halfway through builds and then getting massive cost overruns, and then builders were not continuing on the build until they agreed in large variations of 50, 100, 150 grand for builds to get done. All right, and then all the people were complaining and saying that they were going to consult lawyers, but then just imagine if they all did that at once, the builder would go bust and no one would get what they wanted anyway. So this is just things that people have had to deal with in this country, with the 40% increase in build costs, lack of materials, lack of skilled tradies. And I think I read an article yesterday to say that 50,000 skilled apprentices left their work in the last 12 months and did not become full tradesmen. This is a huge problem in this country, and I don't see it getting better anytime soon. So let's keep on going with the article. That's for the single family homes in reference to the Metricon. What about the 18 property group? Does anyone remember them? Remember what happened with them chasing 50% guaranteed development returns? Remember that? All right, we've seen far too many think this is a shortcut. No, we don't care on what your plan is. No, we don't care about your strategic advantage. No, we don't care who is in your network of professionals around you. They go running when the shit hits the fan anyway. They always do. We've seen so many of the most qualified, smart people out there on huge salaries with large cash balances and, titans of business be brought to their knees after 13 rate increases. Okay, they got all of their projects done and finished, but they all severely underestimated the risks involved. We will not onboard a client that wants to do this. You've got to build a base of resi property first. Build up your cash flow, build up your cash, build up your equity, build up your diversification, and increase your skill set before you start doing things outside of your wheelhouse. This will protect you a lot more when becoming a developer. Okay, and I'll just stop there. I won't continue reading the article. Why do you think the owner of Meriton owns, what, 6,000 or 7,000 Meriton units? No business, no bank, no economic condition, no government can tell him to build or sell when he does not want to. That is why he does not go bankrupt compared to all of the other developers. Okay, so let's go back to the article. This will protect you a lot more when becoming a developer. Then start doing the simpler projects first and slowly raise the sophistication level. Not the double every year approach we see so many go down. They do one duplex, turns into two, and then a pack of 3 villas, then next project a pack of 5 townhouses, or one house build. Wow, let's go and do 2 builds this year. Wow, that went well, let's go and do 4 builds this year. Then bankruptcy or builder collapse or cost overrun. Okay, so many developers and builders go bust for this reason alone. Even the most skilled and sophisticated ones. There is no shortcut in this and in life. Even the ones that got there this way severely discounted the risk they were taking on. They ran the gauntlet, got through when many couldn't and many didn't. All right, we're just going to finish the video there. Subscribe, hit the like button, leave me a comment. We see so many people on the back end of this or wanting to start this that sit down with us and we simply say, no, we're not going to onboard you. We're not going to support that, because essentially we end up becoming a project manager. We end up turning into a counselor for them, all for a finance fee. And these people just are not setting themselves up right and doing things right. And managing risk. And this leads to divorce, marriage breakups, issues in the home, issues with sleeping and stress levels, and we just don't want to see that in our clients. We don't want to see that in the public, and we don't want to see that in the risks that we take on with business. If we onboarded these clients, essentially we'd only be able to onboard maybe 10% of these clients, because they would take up all the time, effort, and issues that the 90% of customers, that are doing the right thing in the right order, and then it's not fair to our other client base that are doing things the right way. And once they hit that passive income target or that equity goal or that cash flow goal or that cash balance, and they become developers, you should see how much easier they take things, and they've got contingency, and they don't, they really do unlock their lives, as opposed to the people that want to run the gauntlet. All right, tell me what you think on this one. This is a direct result of sitting down with a very sophisticated person who had access to a lot of things that the normal public don't have access to, and all credit to them. I'm not talking directly about that person because they have a very good chance of making this succeed, but I will not participate, and we will not be the broker for those types of people, because we've seen time and time again people of that caliber get spat out the other side and have a lot of issues. And I hope that that person does all the great things in life and succeeds, but you have to say that the results meet the road, don't they? And when you look at where I've just done buy and hold, or buy, hold and granny flat, or a couple of small things, and what I've done in 3 years compared to a lot of the things that these kind of people have done and tried to do over the same period of time, and I've carried a lot less risk, and I've carried a lot less stress.